Welcome to the first episode of the series Dial a Dietitian, where every single week I interview dietitians from around the United States and the globe to find out why they chose to study nutrition and what they are doing now to make a positive difference in the world. After the episode, make sure you click the link down below and go to Nutrition Elevated's free Facebook group, the Nutrition Elevated Community, where I will be answering questions after each episode. Today is our very first episode, and I am so excited to introduce to you guys Libby Rothschild. Libby is a dietitian in New York in the United States. I met Libby last year on Instagram, and I'm so excited to share more of her story with you all today. So with that, let's cue the intro. So today I am joined by Libby from New York, and she is going to tell us a little bit more about her experience as a dietitian. So Libby, tell us a little bit more about how you became a dietitian, what inspired you?
Sure. So thank you for chatting with me today. I was initially inspired to become a dietitian, and really my career started in fitness. So I've been a certified personal trainer for 10 years now. And when I first entered the field of nutrition, my first degree is in nutrition, my undergraduate degree, I really just decided about nutrition after I had become a certified personal trainer, and I wanted to combine the two. So I thought that the strength, the combination of wellness and, the fitness and nutrition would be a great collaboration, and that I would use the two in some capacity. So I was inspired to join nutrition because of its collaborative effect with health and wellness among society.
Yeah, definitely. And so then from there, because it seems like you've kind of gone down a different route. What have you done throughout your career then?
Yeah, I definitely have. I've been a certified personal trainer for 10 years, and all throughout undergrad, grad, dietetic internship. And then I stopped training about three and a half years ago. And I secured a full-time clinical position. And then from that, I started teaching. And I really enjoyed teaching. And so I kind of replaced my certified personal training, my clients, with teaching. And then I've been able to grow teaching from one opportunity to now I work with 3 different teaching interventions, and I'm an outpatient registered dietitian. So yeah, I initially wanted to do private practice, and I think that private practice is fantastic. But I've discovered after working in the field and whatnot that I think making systemic change or finding some way to encourage that, or working with other allied healthcare professionals, is actually something I'm equally interested in. And I'm actually not as interested in the one-on-ones and counseling as I like teaching and courses and really working with groups and not just individuals. And so I think that that's a great way to implement and promote change.
Yeah, no, I think that's so great and so interesting. And it definitely goes to show that there's so many places that dietitians can kind of fit. And if you enjoy or don't enjoy one thing, there's so many other things you can do. And it's really interesting to always hear about people that maybe had like one thing in mind when you jump into your career, and then you find yourself kind of gravitating towards something different that just is a better fit.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm the type of person where I do enjoy a lot of different things, and I really love training. I mean, I enjoyed it. I think that it's really good to experience different activities and learn from that and have an open mind, right? And then you also want to self-reflect. So you want to think, okay, what are my skills, and how can I best use those skills and pair them up with my education or my experience? And so I think that's really important. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Great thoughts. What most excites you then about your work in nutrition?
Well, I really like it's I guess I would say, based on my past and my interest, to enter the field as a collaboration with exercise initially. I really like nutrition, not in isolation. I think there's a lot of misconceptions, or I think a lot of times dietitians unfortunately function in their own bubble. And I think it's really important to work in collaborative efforts, whether you're working your outpatient or like me and you're working closely with doctors, or whether you're private practice and you're working closely with other entities as well. So I think that, or you're in public health, right? And then you would be working with, it could be food system, et cetera. It could be programs and policy. So I think that relationship building is really important. So I'm passionate about finding a way to encourage that dietitians are really making those relationships, which not only helps with client patient care, but it also helps with the team approach. And so I do a lot, I'm involved in nutrition education intervention where I promote that collaborative care. And it's from a healthcare standpoint, in my experience, but it goes really across the board. So I say that's probably something I feel pretty strongly about. And it's a very difficult subject because it takes a lot of different pieces and management and money and policy and systems, but that's the kind of stuff that I like.
Yeah, and I would say that definitely reflects in even your social media presence too, because you
Oh,
seem to
thank
be,
you.
yeah, really big on getting people involved and getting conversations started about things that go beyond nutrition, even like technology and
I
advancements there.
Yeah, I'm probably most interested in the future of not just nutrition, because again, it's we can't function in isolation, and I am trying. I'm making slow efforts to tie more wellness in as a concept, so it's not nutrition in isolation. Although nutrition is my favorite topic to discuss, but I am pretty passionate about like the future, whether we're talking in terms of hardware, software, acquisition of Whole Foods from Amazon and things of that nature, and how we interact now and how that's changing with technology, with wearables and trackings and all that kind of stuff. So
Oh
I
yeah.
think that conversation, I don't know if I'm too out there with it, but I am interested in that. And so a lot of the conversations that I carry on are based on things that do interest me and that I would like to, hear other people's opinions about.
Yeah, I think that's great, and I think it's really, really interesting to think about too, just the future of food and also technology and how it'll all integrate together. Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
But,
Cool.
well, if someone is thinking about becoming a dietitian, what would be your advice for them?
So my advice for now, is this someone who is not yet enrolled in a dietetics program?
Yeah, maybe just someone who's kind of having just thinking about it, but not necessarily taken that step yet.
So I, in retrospect, I wish, well, I mean, social media wasn't so huge when I first started, at least not Instagram, right? But I do wish that I did more networking, both in person and online. So I wish that I had the community that I seek to find on Instagram. I wish that I had that when I was a student. And I wish that I had people, or even an aspiring student when I was, interested in health. And I wish that I had people that I could call or look up to and talk to, or hear a podcast or some type of storytelling in some capacity, whether it's YouTube or Instagram. And so I do think it's important to find a community of registered dietitians, and that is, reflected on in my social media. But I also think finding leaders like registered dietitians who've either published or written books, or nutritionists like Marion Nessel. So, like, to me, she was a big influence for me when I decided to become a nutritionist. In addition to wanting to combine exercise and nutrition, I was very moved by her book and her work. She's written many books, and she's a nutritionist, not a registered dietitian, but she's so active in food politics and social justice and the food system in general. And I was so encouraged and inspired by her work, and so that alone interested me. So I think as an aspiring nutritionist or nutrition professional, you want to read books, literature, get involved with the community. Perhaps if there's anything local that you could do with volunteering, that's a really good idea. Take one class, or, try to think on a larger scale level. And then again, that could be the social media, the things that are less tangible. And that's networking with people that don't necessarily live in your same, state or country. And I've had people reach out to me and call me or ask me questions that they want me to answer. And I try to do my best to answer those questions, because I believe if one person asks, many people have that same question. And I think to myself, I really wish I had that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I think that's great advice. Thank you so much. To kind of conclude us off, where can people find you on social media? And then tell us about all the things that you have going on.
Yeah, so I'm predominantly on Instagram at Libby Rothschild, LibbyRothschild, and the same for YouTube. I need to improve my YouTube game, so I took a slight break. I'm trying to get more into the flow of that, and that's, you can find me on LinkedIn. That's pretty much it for now. So yeah, I spend most of my time on Instagram.
Great, and we will have all of that linked down below for you guys too.
Cool. And then I have a website too, LibbyRothschild.com.
Okay, great. Yeah, perfect.
In 2017, I co-created a course for 45 continuing education units for registered dietitians to help dietitians grow on Instagram, and provides a nice foundation and baseline, which is really great. And then this year I just finished, I have to properly launch, but I created 3 courses just recently on branding, storytelling, and video editing for iMovie specifically, to help registered dietitians and nutrition students. And then I'm in the process of launching nutrition masterminds with my friend Rachel, college nutritionist, and we are accepting applications for a small group of registered dietitians or nutrition professionals who want to grow and improve their social media profile to monetize, grow their business, and get their online brand and presence strong, so that they can send their message and monetize their products and or services. So that's my fun new that's a business endeavor of mine. And then professionally, I'm in the process of publishing, not publishing yet, but I've been International Review Board approved for 2 out of 3 of my nutrition education interventions, where I work with pediatric residents and dental residents teaching medical nutrition therapy and behavior change modification.
Great. Yeah, that all sounds really great. And we will link that stuff down below for you guys as well. Well, thank you so much, Libby, for talking to us today. And we will talk to you later.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Next week on Dial a Dietitian.
I left that role at the end of last year to launch freelance, so start my private practice, where I do one-to-one and virtual clinics and cookery workshops. I've kind of coached the cookery teacher I used to work with, and I run a workshop with her to kind of love busting nutrition myths.